Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. I'm obsessed with the brooding maestro, the composer Ludwig van Beethoven, the great 19th century genius of Western classical music. But there's this kind of like one symphonic theme, the second movement of the Seventh Symphony, which recently got under my skin so badly that I just have to do a video in an attempt to purge myself of its grip. So I just saw an old video of Leonard Bernstein talking to, I want to say Dick Cavett, but I could be wrong.
This is one of the most unremarkable melodies ever written. One of the most famous, but you couldn't call it a melody, could you?
Bernstein, who is in some respects my model for these types of conversations that we have here on YouTube now, his music series in the 60s was a big influence on me, talks about this theme and plays a little bit. I'm going to play it for you. You may be familiar with this piece of music. It begins here, so you can see the screen there, and I'll just let this roll and we'll play it. It begins in A minor, and it's really got this, there's a level of simplicity to it, which is, I'll shut up and play. I'm going to play an octave higher than written here. It's, as Bernstein says, barely a melody. And what makes it so powerful is its just majestic use of simplicity and clarity. The single theme begins on in an A minor chord, and that E on the top is the fifth. That same note becomes the tonic of the E chord, which is next, but look how the E chord is over G sharp, and then finally an E, and a very clean sounding E, no third here. I don't know if that's true in the symphonic score. And then this moment, we're going to go from A minor, F sharp to C over G, and it really sounds like a plagal cadence. And of course it resolves to G, and then this beautiful moment, and I'll point out to you in the score right here, where the bottom voice swings down for a second, this G, and it resolves to C. So C is the relative major of A minor. There's very little here that's surprising from the point of view of a harmonic analysis. In fact, if we were going to talk about like pop chords, these are great pop chords. A minor, E, D to G. I can imagine the Beatles using these pop chords. Well, we've migrated to C major, and now we're here in the score, bar 11, in this piano reduction of what is essentially originally a symphonic score. So now the G's on top, the G from the C chord, and in the same way that the E was the fifth of A minor, G is the fifth of C. And that B major chord followed by B minor is so genius. It's just a simple sort of modal modulation. B minor is the 2, E is the 5 of A major in this case. We went to A major, 2, 5, 1 to A. For a moment the sun came out, and now A major becomes A minor, and we're back to A minor. Circles around, back to C. I haven't done the chords here yet, but this is not so surprising. We've heard all these already. There's the A minor, A major dichotomy again. as this score continues, it's just kind of variations, rhythmic and melodic, and exaggerations of this basic concept. Well, I'm mostly impressed by the economy and how the simple scale motion pressing towards simple scale tones using simple passing tones, in this case from the A ascending melodic minor a lot of the time. That's A, B, C natural, D, E. And you notice in this score, the F sharp and the G sharp press in an interesting way. A minor, D7, the F sharp on the top, C. It's really bright. There's something kind of just really kind of almost royal about it. It feels like hope. It's funny, it's minor, but it's hopeful. How do we do that? Beethoven, that's how we do it. All right, let's listen to it one more time and just kind of revel in its majesty. Now we're at C. B minor resolves to A major, but it doesn't stay there. It goes to A minor. God. I don't think I've succeeded in getting it out of my ear, and I hope I never do. Super fun to play, really interesting. You can appreciate this just by listening to it. And I always encourage my students to listen to the slower movements of the Beethoven symphonies for his use of the orchestration and sort of just sometimes surprising dissonances. Symphonies are just delightful to listen to, and it's great on recordings, and it's great in good headphones. But here's my last word on it. Go to a symphony, because when you're sitting in an orchestra and the symphony is, I don't know, let's say 50, 60 feet away, and there may be in a late Beethoven symphony as many as sort of 100 musicians arrayed on the stage. That would be exceptional, wouldn't it? With the ninth, you have a chorus and everything. And they're spread out. So the sound field is like this. And every one of those instrumentalists is a point source in the field. And your brain and your ears taking in that sound, it is kind of like one of the most powerful experiences you can, sort of give your sensorium. It's kind of like being really close to the band when you're at a rock show, where you feel everything in as a point source and around you. It's very, very exciting, great for your ears. Something that we miss listening in, say, stereo speakers or in headphones, even in a very good mix. Great room, bunch of players, amazing piece of music, live music. Yay. Well, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe, ding the bell. You'll be notified when I do my videos. I'll see you next time.